Hey guys, so I'm back with another ranking video. I hope you guys like these. I enjoy making them, so I hope you guys enjoy watching them. I wanted to rank my products in my collection. So this is kind of like a different version of Shop My Stash. So it's not exactly you guys going through my whole entire collection with me, but it is kind of in a way. It's just not you looking at how I have everything organized, I guess. So I hope you enjoy this. If you do, let me know. Like the video, comment, let me know how you like it. That way, if you enjoy it, I know, and I can continue to make them. And if you don't, then I won't continue. And that way, I know that, you know, it's not something you guys want to see more of. So again, I enjoyed it. I wanted to start with kind of like the base of everything, which is foundation, and then kind of move through each category in my makeup collection. So if that's something you guys would like to see, let me know, because that's kind of my like series that I plan to continue. So next I thought maybe concealer. So I'm just gonna rank my foundation. So I have to break this up because I have way too many foundations. So I'm gonna have a drugstore foundation ranking, and then I will have a high-end foundation ranking. I'm a foundation girl. I love it. I'm hooked on it. It's my passion, what can I say? But I just love foundation, and I try way too much, and yeah. So I do want to say, if these weren't in my collection, I wouldn't like them if they weren't in my collection. So there's something about them that appeals to me enough to keep them. So there's nothing in here that I absolutely hate, but there are definitely favorites, and there are ones that I don't reach for as much that actually maybe could be decluttered because I'm not going to reach for them anytime soon. So if you like it, do, you know, like the video and let me know. Comment, tell me what your favorite foundation is. Like I said, I'm a foundation girl. I may need to try it. So let's get going. This is the drugstore foundation ranking video. So I love ColourPop. Okay, I'm a ColourPop junkie, but my least favorite foundation in my collection is my No Filter foundation from ColourPop. I thought I was gonna love this because I'm a oily girl, if you don't know that. So that's kind of important to know about me in my foundation choices, because just because I don't like something and I'm oily doesn't mean that you won't if you have a different skin type. So I thought I was just gonna love this because this was kind of more of a matte finish, and I thought, yeah, okay, I think I like that. And I got it, and I hated the wear on it. It just doesn't wear for very long. It looks pretty when you first do it, and it'll wear for a very short amount of time, so it's not anything that's gonna give longevity, but it will wear for just a short amount of time. So if you're looking for something for nothing too long, it's okay. It's definitely not my favorite, and I do have a great one from ColourPop. If you'll hold on, I'll tell you what that one is, but this one is totally not my favorite. This one is another that I tried. I was trying it, trying to order from the internet, of course, and it's hard to do that sometimes to match your foundation shade. So I got this from Koki Cosmetics, and it is their full coverage foundation. I got the shade 30W, and it's not my shade. It's just not my shade. So it has this little pump. It's a very nice bottle, very inexpensive, very affordable. I'll try to remember and place the prices on the screen if I can find them. And so I got it and I tried it, and I just wasn't crazy about it, but it was more so the color than the actual finish or the wear. And I've not worn it enough to tell you about the wear on it because I don't like the color. So I can't really judge it a whole lot except to say that I just don't like the color, so I don't reach for it all that often. This used to be like my very favorite foundation in the whole wide world. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte. I love this foundation. It's still a really great one. Like I said, these wouldn't be in my collection if I didn't like them to some degree. This is the shade Ivory 100. And I purchased this for a full face of Rimmel makeup, but I used to buy this religiously over and over. If you know me personally and you are friends with me on Facebook, you can find my engagement photos, and this is the foundation I'm wearing in those photos. But the thing about this foundation is it's beautiful and it will keep you matte, but it has one of those textures. It's a mousse It's a liquid mousse foundation, and it will kind of slip and slide over your foundation, or over your face. So it doesn't kind of settle in place for me. I don't know if I've just not used the right kind of primer. I do use the Stay Matte primer with it, so you would think if they're formulated together, they would work together. But that's my complaint about that, is if it's going to be hot, I don't want to wear this because it's not going to stay on my face. It's going to slip and slide all over. So yes, this is not my favorite at the moment, but it is a good foundation, and it's a very affordable foundation at that. So it's a very good option, just not my favorite. Then moving on to Covergirl. This is the Covergirl Outlast Extreme Wear 3-in-1 foundation. So they have the regular Outlast, and then they have this one, and it has this like coral color top, and I think that even may be what drew me to this one. And it's beautiful. It does look great when it's on. It's just, I don't feel like it has a great wear time, honestly, and it says extreme wear, but for me personally, I just don't feel like it has a great wear time. So of course it's too light for me right now. I am self-tanned, so I'm a little bit darker than my normal shade. But this would work in like the winter time for me for sure. But it's supposed to wear for 24 hours. I didn't have that experience. I don't know if it was maybe, you know, something I needed to do differently. Like I said, I have a lot of foundation, so maybe I just needed to wear it with something else. I don't know. And I do have more drugstore foundations than I do high-end, believe it or not. And this is just not one I reach for an awful lot, but it is a good one. It looks beautiful when you first put it on. It just didn't have an extreme wear time, and that's why I don't reach for it all that often. Next, this is Juvia's Place. You may or may not consider this matches me. You may or may not consider this drugstore, but I do because it's very affordable. Juvia's Place is a great, amazing makeup brand, completely in a whole. If you're looking for any kind of eyeshadows or blushes, or I mean, they have so many good things. This is a great foundation, honestly. It wears beautifully. I mean, like if you want to cover something, this is going to cover everything on your face. You will not have an imperfection left after you put this on. My only complaint with this one, it's a velvety matte foundation, so it looks really beautiful. I almost dropped it. It looks really beautiful, and it wears beautifully. It wears for a very long time. My only complaint is I find the shades to be a little orange. Not orange, I'm sorry. I find the shades to be a little yellow. They look a little yellow on my skin. That could be because I have a warm undertone, so that's, you know, I kind of have that yellowy undertone in my skin already. And so that may be the problem, but I have chosen with different undertones and still had the yellow undertone issue. So I don't know why that would be, but that's something that I've came across. This one is less yellow. You can probably, I don't know if you can really tell all that much, but once I get it spread all over my face, it still looks kind of yellow in my opinion. This is Malta 640. So it's a great foundation. It's just, that's the issue there. So if you have like a pinky undertone to your skin, it's probably not going to match you great, or, you know, any other kind of undertone. If you're a light skin tone, you might have a hard time finding a shade. I have. This could be a shock to some people because I think this is like a #1 product for a lot of people. This is the e.l.f. Camo Cc Cream, and I know this is technically not foundation. I didn't have enough skin tints and CC creams and all that to place in a separate category, so I just put this in this category. So this is the e.l.f. Camo Cc Cream. It's a great CC cream. It wears beautifully. I like it. It just doesn't have a very long wear time for me, and I have others I like better. That's plain and simple, to the point. I have others that I like better. I prefer more. So it is great. It's wonderful. It's $14 though. When I'm thinking of e.l.f., I'm thinking very affordable, and I'm not thinking $14 for Camo Cc Cream. Like, I could go find a high-end CC cream for not much more than that. So to me, e.l.f. is a great brand, don't get me wrong, but I'm thinking affordable when I think of e.l.f. and this is just not the most affordable. It will cover, it will look wonderful, and it's a great product. It's my favorite as far as like a foundation from e.l.f., but yeah, not my favorite CC cream. This is another cult classic that everyone loves, the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the regular Infallible 24-hour fresh wear. This is a great foundation. I wore this on Sunday to church actually, and it wore beautifully all day. And I think I wore a matte primer, a matte primer underneath, and it looked great all day long. It looked beautiful. It's just, I have others I prefer over this. That's the only thing. It's a great foundation. I love it. I'm glad I have it in my collection. I keep it in my collection because I like it. It's just not my number one, and you're gonna hear me say that over and over, and I'm sorry that that's kind of my cop out for a lot of these, but yeah, that's my only thing. It looks beautiful. L'Oreal is a wonderful brand. I have nothing bad to say about L'Oreal as a brand. It's wonderful. This is not my number one pick is all. And then we have the Pro Matte, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This is a great foundation. I love this. I like it just a step more than the regular Infallible Fresh Wear because it's a matte foundation. It wears a little bit longer on my skin. It looks a little bit better on my skin, a little fresher, and that's why I go for this one. So this is just a little notch above the regular Fresh Wear, and so that's why I chose to rank this one just a notch above. And then L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear Foundation Powder. I love this. This is really, really good. I actually have a video dedicated to this and the Fenty powder foundation. Like, I compared the two. So you can go and check that out if you want. But it is a great powder foundation. Maybe my favorite powder foundation, to be quite honest. And it's beautiful. It wears beautifully. It's not patchy. I've worn it a lot. I don't know if you can really tell, but I have totally dipped in a whole lot on this one. So yeah, I love this, and it's my favorite of my L'Oreal foundations, if that tells you anything. Next, I have two of these, and they're the exact same foundation. That's why I'm doing them at the same time. This is the Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation. This you can get at the Dollar General. It's a great foundation. I love it. I have two different shades. One is the shade Porcelain and one is the shade Nude. They look very similar on camera. The shade Nude's just a tad bit deeper than the shade Porcelain. But these are beautiful. They have a beautiful finish to them. The skin finish is not a matte finish, so it still looks like your skin, but better. It's a beautiful bottle. It has a nice little pump on it, and it's $5. $5. If you have Dollar General next to you and you have not tried this foundation, what are you waiting on? Because it is amazing. And it's probably one of the best affordable foundations out there. And I love it. The only reason I need a better color match, honestly, their shade range is probably what holds this one back a little bit for me. They don't have the best shade range, but it's still a good one, just not the best. So that's why this one is just not the top one, you know. This is the Revlon Color Stay Light Cover Foundation. It's a very good foundation. I really enjoyed it. I didn't the first time I wore it. It was very drying. I think I've narrowed it down to the primer I was wearing with this to be the culprit of the dryness. I can't talk. That was why it was so dry for me. So this itself though is really beautiful. It has this little squirty tube. So it kind of reminds me more of like a skin tint than it does a foundation, but it is absolutely beautiful. I love it. It wears beautifully. The color on the outside of the bottle, it looks like it would be an okay match for me right now, but it's not. It's very light, so don't let the color on the outside be deceptive for you. Look up some swatches on the internet if you're going to purchase this, because it would be very helpful to know, because I thought I was getting a deeper shade. I picked up the shade Natural Beige, so I thought it was going to be pretty deep, and it's not. It's pretty light. So just check that out on the internet if you're going to purchase this one. Another favorite, a cult favorite, is the Maybelline Superstay. Everybody loves this, and I heard that they are discontinuing this. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but that's what I heard, so I'm hoping that that's a lie. I have the shade Light Beige. This is a beautiful foundation. This is one, when I was trying to find a dupe for my Estee Lauder Double Wear, that was like my favorite foundation forever and ever. I was looking and looking and searching for something, and this came very close to being a dupe. It's not, I'm not here to tell you that it is, but it's very close and it's very affordable. So if you're looking for something very similar, something that will wear like, you know, longevity, this is definitely one, and it's a great one. And if you can find it, they're like revamping this. So I like the regular Superstay. I don't like the revamped version. I've not tried the revamped version. I'm just talking about the regular Superstay. Next, I have two of these as well. When I purchased this, I think I purchased maybe online, and I got two shades at once. I can't remember, honestly, it's been a while. But I wasn't sure what shade I was gonna be, so I purchased two shades, and I actually still mix these shades. It's a frosted bottle, so that makes it even harder to choose shades on this one. But it's really, this is one of the more unique foundations I have. This looks more like a huge concealer, a huge doe foot concealer. Is what it puts me in mind of, but that's what this concealer, or this foundation, looks like, is a concealer. This is the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation, so you can use it as foundation and concealer, I think is what they kind of market it as. So I like this a lot. This is really beautiful. It wears beautifully. It looks great on the skin. I have nothing negative to say about this. These next few are just like some of my top favorites, and I just kind of had to figure out which order to put them in. So these are really, really great. And if you're looking for a great drugstore foundation and you've thought about trying this, I totally say go for it. There is a little less than a fluid ounce of product in these, but the packaging, it's glass packaging, which is amazing for a drugstore, and it's very unique, like I said, for for it to have that doe foot. This is another that I would suggest for you to look up swatches online before you go and purchase, just because I didn't grab the right shade, and still, even mixing these are not perfect. They're not perfect for me, but they're okay. This is totally unrelated to foundation, but I've been having a lot of issues with my neighbors and the neighborhood I live in lately. I don't know if it's, I don't know. It's not directed at anybody in particular or at a specific neighbor. It's just like, it's all at once happening, and it's really weird. Just weird. So yeah, anyway, I had an issue I had to go deal with. So my next foundation, this one has kind of settled because it lays flat. Oh, I about squirted that all over me. It looks really funny in here, but it's still good. I used it just the other day. This is the Haley's Beauty Reset Liquid Matte Foundation. I love this foundation. It's so good. It is one of probably my favorite foundation, and that's why it's toward the top. I still have a few to go, but this one's toward the top. I love this foundation. It's so good. When I first got it, I was like, I don't know, but when I don't have a self-tan, this like matches me almost to a T. The packaging is very unique on this one, so it's like this. It looks like this. You take off the cap at the bottom and you squirt it out. So this, you just push on this here and it pushes product up. So it's a very unique packaging for sure, but this whole brand is designed by a female chemist, which is amazing, and there are so many perks and benefits to this brand, and I just love it, and I love this foundation. It looks so good. It's a fluid ounce in here, so I mean, I know it looks like it's different packaging, which it is, but you're still getting a fluid ounce of product, which is nice, and it's actually easier to store because it's more flat, so it's easier to just kind of store. But I really like this. It's a good one. Okay, so I have three. One of this, okay, these are the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Okay, one is the dewy version and one is the regular version, so I'm just grouping them together. I like the dewy. It's very nice, very beautiful on the skin. I like the regular version just because it's more matte, and I like matte, but sometimes I like to mix in the dewy with the matte, and it makes a beautiful finish too. So the reason I have so many different shades on this one is I was trying to find a perfect shade. This is another one I wish they would extend their shade range. This is shade Nude Ivory, and then I have Soft Beige and Soft Beige, but look, These are the two soft beige. This is the dewy and this is the regular. So they're different shades. So that's why I can mix them and still get away with it. So I have 3. I know it's excessive. Nobody needs that many in their life. I can probably get rid of this lightest one. I don't know that I'll ever use it. But it's a great foundation. So any of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus line foundation is amazing. And I really, truly love it. If you couldn't tell by the 3 that I'm holding in my hand. The next one is my LA Girl Pro Matte. I love this stuff. It looks so beautiful on the skin. The finish of it is gorgeous. This is the only, this looks so good. I can kind of let the color slide on this one. I don't have the perfect shade on this. I wish they did extend their shade range on this one too. That's a complaint I have in a lot of them, but this is the shade beige and it's very yellow on my skin. I know it doesn't look it in there, but when I put it on, it looks very yellow. But again, I have the yellow undertone, so I try not to complain about that too much because I do have that undertone. So I mean, it's kind of what I'm going for, right? So this is a long wear foundation. It's truly long wear, and it's just beautiful. It's truly beautiful, and it's one of my favorite foundations, and I go for it all the time. Honestly, I know I have a lot, so I do rotate through my foundations, and some of them I don't get as much as I should, and some honestly it may be time to get rid of because I've had them so long. But this is a good one, and if and when the time is right to get rid of this one, I would definitely replace because it's so good. Another drugstore favorite, of course, that's what we're talking about, right? This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. I love this. It's so good. The first time I wore it, I was like blown away by how good it was, and then I just kept wearing it because it was so good. It does have a pump on it. It's very beautiful. Plastic pump, but up to 24 hours. I love NYX. They just have a great line, but I love this foundation. It's beautiful on the skin. I love how it wears, especially in like heat and sweat, and you know, if you want your makeup to look good for an extended period, this is a great foundation. So definitely check into it if you're looking for a good drugstore foundation. If the empty container on this one doesn't tell you how much I like it, I don't know what will. This is my Revlon Photo Ready Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation. That's a mouthful, huh? This I've had for a little bit, so it's actually maybe time to get rid of it. I'm about down to the very end though, and I keep wanting to use it, but it's just so light that I've not used it yet. But I have the shade 200 in it, which is nude, but this is a beautiful, beautiful finish on the foundation. Like, it's not too matte, and it's not too like dewy or luminous. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and I love this. I love the finish on this. I will definitely replace this. Probably don't need to immediately because of all of these other foundations I have, but this is a beautiful, beautiful foundation, and one that I highly recommend. There it is from the side, so you can see just how much I love it. I've used almost every bit of it, and that's saying a whole lot for somebody with as many foundations as I have. So this is very, very good, and I highly, highly recommend. And this was a wild card I didn't see coming. I picked this up because I wanted to do a full face from the drugstore, you know, so I just was picking up some drugstore things that I hadn't tried before, and I picked this up and I was blown away. This is the Hard Candy Glamouflage 16-hour wear full coverage foundation. This stuff is amazing, okay? I don't hear a lot of people talk about this, but this stuff is amazing, truly. I love this. This is another one that is like that, it has the doe foot, so it's a little bit different but it's very affordable. You can get it at Walmart, and the finish on this is absolutely gorgeous. So I cannot say enough good things about this, and this was completely just like I happened upon this one, and I love it. I absolutely love it, and it's beautiful. And if you've not tried it, you need to. I sat on it because Hard Candy seemed like kind of a kid brand for me for a long time, because of a lot of their like eyeshadows and things were kind of, to me, they seemed like they were geared toward kids. But they have really stepped up their game, and they have a lot of great stuff. So check out Hard Candy. We're down to the top 3. This is my favorite ColourPop foundation. I just talked about this in a ranking video not long ago, so this will not be a huge surprise, but this is my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Foundation. I'm sorry, Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. This is amazing stuff. This looks so good on my skin. I love this. It wears beautifully. It doesn't like completely keep me matte all day, but that's okay. I don't care to touch up. It's just a beautiful, beautiful foundation, a beautiful finish. I have the shade Light 70W, and like it's a tad bit light for me right now, but I could still wear it because I have a fake tan on, you know. Keep talking about my fake tan, but I can still get away with it and wear it. I love this. It's so, so good. Like, if you have not tried anything from ColourPop, like skin wise, because I know a lot of people like their eyeshadows and such, this is amazing. If you're setting on their like foundation and what am I trying to say, on their base products, don't sit on this any longer. This is so good. I have used quite a bit of it. I mean, like, I'm at least a third of the way through this, and that says a lot with somebody with as many foundations as I have. So this is really good, and I highly, highly recommend. So almost number one, this is kind of new for me. I've not had it very long, but I love it, and I've worn it so, so much. It's absolutely ridiculous how much I've worn this. This is the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. I have the shade Warm Cashew. I love this. It is so good. It's a hydrating foundation that's actually more kind of like a skin tint, so it's not going to give you like the most like full coverage, but I'm finding that I don't need the most full coverage these days, and I say that with a full face of makeup on. But this is so, so good. I reach for more drugstore than I do high end, and this is one that I wear so regularly. It's ridiculous. So I love this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and there's absolutely a need for you to have this in your life, in your collection. So definitely pick it up if you have the chance. Essence is so affordable, and this is one of the most amazing base products I've ever come across. Not just foundation, but base products in general. So definitely check it out if you get the chance. So number one, can we have a drum roll, please? If you have watched my channel for a little bit, this may not come as a surprise to you, but I actually picked a Tinted Hydrator for my number one slot, believe it or not, and it is Wet n Wild. The Tinted Hydrator from them is absolutely amazing. This is definitely under $10, probably under $5. I'm not 100% sure. This stuff is so good. I have the shade Light Medium, and oh my gosh, the coverage you can get from this, like, you think of a tinted hydrator like tinted moisturizer, you think, okay, I'm not going to get very much of coverage out of it. That is not the case with this one. You get pretty good coverage. It's a very high medium coverage in my book, and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. And because it is so inexpensive, like, if you need to double up, go for it, do it. But I love this. I think it's absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, and I wear it so much. My only complaint that I can complain about it that doesn't even bother me enough to not wear it is the smell. There's a smell to Wet n Wild base products. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you will if you try this, but there is a definite smell that's associated with this and the Photo Focus foundation that I spoke about. But yes, there's like that, it's almost like a paint smell. And it can be a little bit much, but it dissipates. It definitely goes away. It's not something that I smell all day or that bothers me enough to keep me from it. And this is definitely my number one and my number one choice that I'm going for. So this is it. So there are all of my drugstore foundations ranked. That's every one of them, every one in my collection. So if there's one that you've seen in the past that I didn't rank, it's either because I've gotten rid of it or I forgot. And forgetting is a very good possibility. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is something a little bit different. Keep an eye out. I will have a second part of the high-end version of this coming very, very soon. I just didn't know if I could do a huge ranking of everything all at once, because that would have been too much. So I'm trying to split it up to make it a little bit easier. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I hope this video finds you happy and healthy, and I will see you in the very next one. Bye guys.